Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another segment of World News by Billie. Today's date, October 7, 2023, episode 64. War is upon us. Last night as we slept in our beds about midnight, Gaza, backed by Russia and Iran, attacked Israel, and that attack is still going on. It's anticipated that Benjamin Netanyahu will make a formal public statement, a declaration of war, about 1:30 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. So let's get started. What's been going on overnight? We'll see. We know we've heard for decades what's going on. We have Gaza actually in this small area. Gaza is being backed in this war by Russia and Iran. Iran's proxy is Hezbollah in Lebanon, that's anticipated to join shortly. We have the West Bank, where there are many people from Gaza, Palestine, and the Palestine government is asking for all people who follow the Muslim religion, Islam, to also unite inside Russia, inside Iran, Israel, and participate in the war. Now, what's been going on all night is that 5,000 rockets have been launched. Civilians have been shot dead in the streets. A military base has been captured by Palestine. Palestine is also, according to the Israeli government, captured one of Israel's generals. So let's get started. So the attack came in to Israel by land, by water, and by air. By air, it was paratroopers. And they have been killing and bombing all in this area, coming up close to Jerusalem. So the Hamas that are in Palestine, also paraglided into Israel. Many Israeli civilians are dead, hundreds are injured, and some are taken hostage by Hamas. Now, Israel has activated their air defense system, the Iron Dome, which is taking down many of the missiles, the rockets that are being fired into Israel. And we have this. Hamas also calls upon Lebanon to join in with their Iran proxy Hezbollah. And Israel has begun also bombing into Gaza. Israel is calling up their reserves. Tens of thousands of Israelis who are not in the reserves are now volunteering to be in the reserves, as well as tens of thousands of people inside Israel try to get out of Israel. Of course, the roads are blocked. The borders are closed. The Tel Aviv airport is closed, and Israel has set up a perimeter around Gaza of 80 kilometers. So they're actively working, but many of these settlements have been taken, and Israeli soldiers are engaging in gunfights to take back many settlements. Ashkelon has been hit, as well as Sderot. Rockets are near Jerusalem. Israel will make a formal declaration of war today at 1:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. Now, the intel. A Hamas commander, Mohammed Deif, declared war on Israel and calls for Islamic groups inside Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, Syria to unite and hit Israel. Israeli soldiers have been slaughtered in their barracks. And intel. It's been told to Gaza by several governments, including the Egyptian government, who is cutting off communications with Gaza. Gaza will soon be a graveyard. Now, intel. 1 week ago, Ukraine attacked the Wagner Group, the Russian Wagner Group, inside Africa in the nation state of Sudan. We have to figure, some of this is figuring in. And from Mossad, that's the, intel group of Israel. Mossad has been sabotaging and bombing factories inside Iran. So we see a move against the U.S., NATO groups involving Ukraine to attack the Russian Wagner Group inside Africa and Sudan. We also see an attack, on Iran by Israel to attack their factories. So this appears to be payback for that. Planes with Israeli weapons had been flown earlier to the capital of Azerbaijan when there was that little dust-up recently between Azerbaijan and Armenia. And Armenia had been backed by Russia. So this is viewed as being payback against Israel by both Russia and Iran. It's currently believed the U.S. and NATO are out of weapons and cannot help Israel. Now, there have been gun battles reported inside Israel in the towns, settlements of Kfar Asa, inside Sderot, and there's a heavy battle going on right now in Sderot, and the Israeli forces are battling to take back the police station inside Sderot. There are also civilians believed being kept hostage by Gaza inside this town. Also in Sufa and in Mahal Oz and in Majen and in Beerut. Now this town, Beerut, is where Israeli soldiers are being slaughtered in their barracks, we believe. Also at this location, Riem military base. So right now, these areas are all under attack. Benjamin Netanyahu has made the statement, we are at war. And now we have this intel from Hal Turner. Tens of thousands of Israelis try to leave, but the roads are blocked. Hamas calls Palestinians in the West Bank to join in the fight. Israel will make their formal declaration of war. That'll take place inside the U.S. at about 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. and will invade Gaza with ground troops. Israel confirms the loss of control of 7 settlements along the border here. Intel from Egypt, from Hal Turner. The Egyptian government has cut off communications with Hamas. And let's be clear, this is Palestine, Gaza, but the group fighting again and invading is Hamas. The group in Lebanon is the Hezbollah. That's a proxy for Iran. So the Egyptian government has cut off communications with Hamas, and they have stated to Hamas, "You'll be lucky if any of you live." Hamas is backed by Hamas, and Hezbollah are backed by Russia and by Iran. So that's going on. Al Jazeera reports the leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei, supports the Palestine Hamas, this group, Gaza, and supports the taking of Jerusalem. Israel is now evacuating all of its military bases along the border with Gaza. Hal Turner's intel. So the government of Egypt has cut off contact with Hamas, and the government of Egypt is saying to Lebanon, the Hezbollah, who are a proxy for Iran, that Hezbollah will join Gaza. Yeah, so it's actually Hezbollah is saying to the Egyptian government, if Israel invades Gaza by ground, then Hezbollah, backed by Iran, will join with the Palestinians. Israel confirms Palestine, Gaza has captured an Israeli general, Nimrod Eloni. Hal Turner's intel. So we see numbers coming out now of dead. So from Palestine, Gaza, this group is Palestine, Gaza, Hamas. Dead so far is 161. Injured, 931. Israel, dead, 40. Injured, 750. And now the Israeli people, tens of thousands of Israeli citizens are now volunteering for the reserves. And the intel now is that 50 Israelis are being held hostage in the kibbutz Be'er, and the Hamas threat to execute them. So we see what's going on is a formal declaration of war. So we have a formal declaration of war. The Hamas Gaza Palestine group, backed by Russia and Iran, have already given a formal public declaration of war against Israel. Israel today at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. will make a formal declaration of war versus Palestine. But Israel understands they're also fighting Russia and Iran. So this concludes my flash update. We need to be in prayer for Israel. I love you, and I'll see you soon.